You guys probably know that I've been to two universities. One is med school, one is law school. And one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of people were cheating on exams. And at first I thought that this is something to do with Romania, but as I started talking with people all around the world on Discord, I found out that no, this is actually happening worldwide. People cheat almost everywhere. And then you find out that it's not just at school, high school, and university where students cheat. No, apparently it goes all the way up to PhDs. Like some people either fake their PhD by copying it from somewhere, and other people even have a peer review crisis. Other people can't reproduce the results by doing the same experiment. But this is a video for another time. Let's not talk about the science and instead talk about cheating. Now, why is cheating happening? Well, when you're in a competition with other students and grades matter a lot in deciding your future, a lot of students realize that even if they study hard and they do their best, let's say that they do above average, but then they look at a colleague who cheats and studies and he gets a perfect score. So the incentive is to cheat and study, at least at the universities that I went to. You need to be really good at what you're doing, and then you're above average, and then that cheating gives you that little extra oomph. So if you're not good at studying and you're relying on cheating all the time, eventually you're going to get a professor where it's impossible to cheat, and you're not going to pass. And because you're not used to studying, you don't know what to do. But if you're just studying and you're being honest, unless you're a super genius, you're eventually going to get outperformed by other students who complement their studying with a little bit of cheating. So this is kind of the unspoken rule. Now, I have seen many ways where people cheat. Some of them were more incredible than others. For example, the method that I invented was at a chemistry exam where you had to memorize a lot of chemical formulas, and they were incredibly difficult to memorize. It was like memorizing the phone book. So what I personally did is that I took a Pepsi bottle and I wrote the chemical formulas on a computer, and then I took the label from the Pepsi and I wrote on the white part of the label, I wrote the formulas, and then I put the label back in. Now at the exam, we were allowed to have a bottle of something on our desk, and as we drank from it, I could get to see the chemical results, and I had the highest grade at chemistry in high school. I was very proud of myself. It was an achievement, right? It actually, now that I think about it, it stimulated thinking outside the box. Because what do you do at school? Well, you just memorize stuff and you reproduce it. But what I did was actually smarter than anyone else. Other people just use classical methods. But this was in a time where you didn't have access to smartphones, where you didn't have the internet. And you had to use your wits. You had to use your knowledge. And it seems that the professors also get to use their wits and knowledge. So, for example, this teacher managed to catch the students that were cheating. So he pointed out that a lot of students during the exam have to go to the bathroom. Like a lot of them have prostate cancer and they need to take a tinkle every 15 minutes. Now, it's common sense on what the students are doing. Like it's painfully obvious, but I guess a good way not to get caught is to attack the person that suspects you of doing something bad while you're actually doing something bad. So in other words, these students, they got really upset at the teacher and were like, what do you mean I don't have the right to go to the bathroom? You're just crazy. If I need to tinkle, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to piss in my pants? You always need to add the, it dramatizes the situation, right? So this teacher was a little bit annoyed because he realized that he's being gaslit. He realized that the students are lying to him. So what he did is absolutely brilliant. Apparently, he asked a question that was next to impossible to answer. It was part of the exam. And 1 month before, he went on Reddit and asked the exact same question, word for word, and then made another account and gave a false answer to the question. So when the exam happened and all the students went to the bathroom, in order to look at their phones, they found that question on Reddit because they looked for it, and since it was word for word, it came up on top on the Google results. So they copied the question word for word without even thinking. And it turns out that from the 90 exams handed in, 14 of them fell for the trick and gave the exact answer their own teacher has posted online. I mean, this is beautiful. I wouldn't have thought about it. But I guess I've never been a teacher, so I never had to think on how to catch students that are trying to cheat. It does seem interesting, doesn't it? It's like spying and counter-spying. So all were giving an overall score of 0 and reported to the university for violating the academic honor pledge they had signed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that do it. Their names were also circulated to all other teachers in the department as known cheaters, and all the other students who hadn't cheated were given full marks for the bogus question. I love the fact that they got on a registry now. It would be funny if they actually had to knock doors and say, "Teacher such and such, I need to tell you that I am a known cheater and I'm part of the registry." Yeah, I have no sympathy for them. Hey, if you're going to cheat, do it properly. And by the way, how do you prevent people from cheating in modern age? Because back in my time, we didn't have smartphones. So it's very interesting. Like, yeah, if someone wants to go to the bathroom and they have a phone in the bathroom behind the toilet, Don Corleone style, and then they just take the phone and look for the answer, how are you going to prevent them from doing that? Something that I know. Like, there used to be teachers which would tell you to leave your phones on the desk. This was at university. So, obviously, everyone complied. But there were still students that, they had Bluetooth and they had headphones in their ear. And they would talk with someone else that was at home and they would give them the results. And that was very difficult to stop. But yeah, I mean, if the guy just wants to go to the bathroom and he's going to look for the answer or whatever, it removes the creativity part of cheating. That's the major problem. Cheating used to stimulate the mind. It would stimulate the imagination, getting you to find different ways to bypass the teacher. It actually helped you think. It would help you how to think, not what to think. So it was a good thing, right? But now, apparently, anyone with a smartphone can just cheat, and it's sad. It's very sad. It's like smartphones are going to dumb students down. That's my point. Now, I'm really curious, like, how did you guys cheat in your country? Because let's be honest, like, every institution has cheaters. If cheating wouldn't exist, there wouldn't be rules against it. So I'm really curious to hear from you guys in the comments section, and I'll see you there. Take care.